Hello, everybody, and welcome to the WhatAcca.com Saturday Shortlist, the show where we are going to run the rule over our potential picks for the 3 different Accas that you're going to get for absolutely free over at WhatAcca.com. Are you in smug mode, Matthew Glazier, after our win last week?
It was almost too easy, wasn't it, Benjamin? I couldn't believe it.
Sheffield Very Wednesday, smug mode.
Yeah, Sheffield Wednesday was scoring for fun, weren't they? I think Newport were the only ones who were sort of giving me slight concern, but especially as Bristol. In fact, of our 6 on the shortlist, 5 won, and guess who let us down on the shortlist?
Who was it?
Fulham. Fulham failed to win at Barnsley.
And we only took that out because it was the early. Fortune. There was a point though where our WhatAcca was up by an aggregate of 10-0, I think, which was quite satisfying.
Yeah,
but just tell the people watching the 3 different lists we're going to be working at during the show today and where they can find them.
Well, yeah, Benjamin, we've got WhatAcca, which won last week, and that's going to be followed also by both teams to score Yes Acca, where we pick 3 games from our shortlist and put them in a treble as well. And then at some point after this has been recorded, I'll put together a big money Acca as well. It might consist of some of the rejects, if you like, from our list today, or possibly some other picks such as Ipswich Town, but we'll wait and see on that one as well. So those are all available for free at WhatAcca.com. Get signed up for the email, follow on Twitter, and get involved.
Yeah, do go and head over to WhatAcca.com, like Matt says, and we will be following all of these tips with a big smile on our face, like it was last week, as it coasted in quite beautifully on the Saturday Super Stream over on the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. Right. What have we got on the WhatAcca then, Matthew? Who's your first match to discuss?
Yep. Best bet in the Championship for my money is Luton Town to win away to Hull. Are Luton Town going to be in the Premier League next season? You tell me. But Nathan Jones's side, Nathan Jones, you've been gone too long, had to say that. They enjoyed a massive 4-0 win at Preston on Tuesday. They won at Stoke and Coventry in 2 of their last 3 away games. They've had 7 away wins on the board this season. Nathan Jones was just so delighted with that win over Preston, considering the lack of players and the players coming back and et cetera, and all the games that they've had. Hull have lost 10 of their 18 home games. I know that they had a win midweek themselves, but they have lost the past 4 home matches. And something just tells me that Luton can grab the ball by the horns and go and win at Hull. So what do you reckon, Benjamin?
I would be right behind you if this was at the Kenny. I know you give me some stats with Luton's sort of away form being decent. The problem I've got here, Matthew, is that Hull win in midweek at Coventry. Where did that come from? And that makes Hull a bit distrustworthy. We could be sat here and Luton have won 3-0 at Hull and coasted in. But yeah, I think Hull will start to develop under Arveladze after the next transfer window. And I think they may be on the beach, which is a term we're going to use a lot on this show between now and the end of the season, especially for our BTTSers. But on the beach, teams can do anything. So as much as I share your enthusiasm for Luton, I have a little worry that Hull could literally do anything. But let's see what else you've got, and we'll come back to that, yeah?
Okay, that sounds fine. I'm going to drop down to League One. I've got 3 different picks here, starting with MK Dons to win away to Cambridge, who we opposed last week. The Dons are 3rd in the table with 73 points from their 38 games played. They've won 11 of their 19 away games this season. They've had 5 victories on the spin before that 1-1 draw against Wigan last weekend. Cambridge were absolutely battered by Sheffield Wednesday last weekend. They've now failed to score in their past 3 matches. They could be candidates for on the beach themselves, and they're without a win in their past 4 games. I just think the season's catching up with Cambridge a bit, really. They're probably likely to stay up, and they had that FA Cup adventure, didn't they? But I just feel as though they're probably running out of gas. MK Dons are certainly not out of gas. They won at Rotherham with 10 men. I mean, this should be an easier assignment on paper, and at the odds of slightly under even money, I really like the Dons. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I really like the Dons, and what I like about them is, you know, what with possession-based teams, you know what you're going to get, don't you? There's a quite high sort of level of consistency once that formula, and I think MK have been kind to us a couple of times, so they're they're on my thumbs up list, MK. But we'll review them all when we've heard. I like it better than Luton, I think.
Okay. Luton are a bigger price there as well. Like they're definitely would be more of a gamble. Yeah, Luton are more of a backable price, you'd say, even for a single bet. Let's head down to Devon and Home Park, where Plymouth are looking to make home advantage count against Accrington. They're around the 7 to 10 mark at the moment. The Pilgrims have won their past 4 matches and 7 of the last 9 matches. I mean, really, they've almost got a new lease of life under Stephen Schumacher post Ryan Lowe. They've won all their latest 4 matches without conceding. They had 6 shots on target to Pompey's 0 shots on target on Tuesday night. Accrington did claim a 1-1 draw at Sheffield Wednesday in the week. Actually, that put paid to our win Acca on Tuesday. But they only had 2 shots on target in that game compared to the 5 that Wednesday had. And previously, Stanley had lost 5 away games on the bounce. We just think Plymouth are in the promotion mix and they can make it count here. What do you think of the Pilgrims' chances?
I like the Pilgrims' chances, and as an Ipswich fan, I don't want to like the Pilgrims' chances because there's sort of this ever decreasing horizon of the playoffs for Ipswich that they're destined ultimately never to reach. Look, we have this kind of theory about Stanley that they're good at home and bad away. They're 6th in the home table and 18th in the away table. It would be quite the streak for Plymouth, wouldn't it? With sort of 8 games to go, 5 straight wins. I like it, yeah.
Yeah, the only danger is that streaks have to come to an end at some point as well.
I was thinking that as I was saying that, yeah.
But hopefully not if we include them. The next bet seems a bit of a filthy one to go for, really. I feel a little bit, it's a bit like when you're hungover and you have like really greasy, like disgusting food. But I'm going to go for Rotherham to beat Shrewsbury at the New York Stadium. I mean, it's hard to oppose Rotherham at home, obviously. They've won 13 of 19 home games this season. They've scored 40 goals at the New York Stadium. They're just a few wins from sealing automatic promotions to the Championship. I mean, they're entering the final furlong. They're nearly up, aren't they? They returned to winning ways with a 2-1 win over Lincoln in the week. I know Shrewsbury enjoyed a 5-0 win over Morecambe, but they had previously lost 2-1 against Oxford. They have lost 10 of 19 on the road this season and won only 2. Mid-table sort of mediocrity beckons for a Shrewsbury side who did draw 0-0 with Rotherham recently, but I just think Rotherham can get out of the traps quick, get the job done like they did in the last game against Lincoln. What do you think? Do you think Rotherham are an Acca banker?
I do, which is worrying, isn't it? I suppose the only thing is complacency, but this is a side that's been relegated, bounced back, relegated, bounced back. The manager could have left 2 or 3 times. They're just not a complacent club, are they? So whether that would start now at home to Shrewsbury, I'm assuming with your filthy kebab analogy, the price is not great for this one.
No, exactly. It's a real cheat. It's one of those that you just pop in there and boost up the odds a little bit, but it's nothing to be proud about. Back at tipping the top of the table team at home, it's not exactly rocket science. I just couldn't help it. Couldn't help myself. This one's a little bit more chancy in League Two. Bradford City to beat Port Vale. I mean, if you looked at the league table and even the big six game form table, you wouldn't have the Bantams, but it just might be that the Bantams are enjoying a Mark Hughes revolution at Valley Parade. They've had 2 consecutive wins on the road at Forest Green and Hartlepool recently, and they previously produced an encouraging performance against Swindon. I mean, Bradford were pre-season favourites to win League Two, and they've really bottomed out this season. But Valley Parade's going to be bouncing on Saturday. Confidence levels are going to be high, and Vale are without a victory in their past 4 away games, having lost 1-0 at Colchester last time out. This might be one for the big money Acca, but I couldn't help but just feel as though Bradford have got this confidence, and a full Valley Parade in League Two is as good as any ground, including Tranmere. It's just they are just so well supported. I've just got a feeling that they'll keep things going here. I don't think they'll make playoffs, but what do you reckon, Benjamin?
Well, I'll always bow to your superior knowledge on League Two. There does feel it's a momentum argument here. This one, isn't it? And yeah, if they can seize the moment, with it being a home game, it's possibly moving up my list. Is there another League Two one, or are we deciding from these 5?
There's a bit more of a League Two banker, I would say, coming right up.
Yeah, let's talk about that one, and then I can feel it in complete context.
I'm going to throw Mansfield Town to beat Stevenage as my final pick. This is somewhat pro Mansfield, but quite anti Stevenage, who are arguably the worst team in League Two right now under Paul Tisdale.
And have just hired Steve Evans. Am I right?
If you might be right. Have they sacked this Tisdale? Has Tisdale gone?
You keep talking. I believe that
you look into that.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me if Tisdale has walked away here, because Stevenage are a sinking ship and going down to the National League.
15 hours ago, League Two struggles a point. Ex-Gills boss,
right?
Evans.
Steve Evans, formerly of Crawley Town in this level. Anyway, be it as it may, Mansfield needs to get their promotion campaign back on track after defeats at Tranmere and Port Vale. However, Mansfield are like Accrington in League One. They are chalk and cheese. They're 12-3-3 at Field Mill. They've won their past 10 home matches, Nigel Clough's side. Stevenage, arguably the worst team in League Two right now, as I alluded to. 9 games without a win. That's included 6 defeats. Thus, the reason for the managerial change, which has brought Steve Evans in there. He was at Gillingham till recently, wasn't he?
He was. Yeah, they were struggling down at the bottom. He would point to off-field problems, but then this guy managed Leeds United, Matthew. It's amazing how far certain characters get, isn't it?
I can remember his time at Boston, which was highly controversial as well.
Exactly.
He's got a litany of different things there. Anyway, Steve Evans aside, or maybe have to be factored in now, I just think Mansfield, they're pretty mustard at home. So they're the 6th pick anyway.
What's your number 1 pick out of the 6? I think mine is, leaving Rotherham aside, I like MK at Cambridge.
Yeah, I think they're as good away as they are at home, MK, aren't they? They just seem to be robust, a really robust proposition. I think MK, I think, yeah, like I quite like the League One games, to be honest, really. I think Mansfield, there's probably that element of doubt in terms of they've lost the last 2. I put it between Plymouth and Mansfield for the 3rd spot, really. Maybe
is Rotherham just a given then, is it?
I think Rotherham's just one of those where it's quite obvious, but it probably will happen. I wouldn't back it as a single, but I think in an accumulator, the beauty of that is that it will just boost things along nicely, and hopefully you won't have to spend too much time worrying. It would be a massive surprise if Shrewsbury were in the mix in that game come the last 20 minutes.
Okay, so Matthew is going to make the final call on this. I'm just going to add my last elements of doubt here. I personally do think that Luton at Hull and Mansfield over Stevenage are good picks. It's just that devil of a Steve Evans new manager bounce and Hull's erratic nature. I wouldn't be surprised to be sat here and both of those sides have won those. Just whether sort of Bradford is a better argument if you're not going to go with the all League One pick of MK, Plymouth and Rotherham. But I'm going to leave that with you, Matthew.
Yeah, do you know what? It might be that this week, what we do is we put together a win Acca, and then with the 3 teams that we don't include, we put those in another win treble, because last week it was would have been close to winning. So I don't almost want to disregard picks that I've spent a little bit of time researching this morning. So let's have a little.
Just got to put the right ones in the right pot here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Play the right notes in the right order, as Morecambe and Wise alluded to.
Absolutely. This will all, of course, as we said, be at WhatAcca.com, and you can follow via the WhatAcca social medias as well. Right, your favourites and mine, Matthew. Both teams to score. Who let us down last week?
Oh, now you're asking. I've done so many.
I can't remember.
And I've got my head full of Cheltenham stuff as well.
Oldham?
Oldham didn't. Yeah. Swindon scored late against Oldham, didn't they, as well? Yeah, the Latics, they're struggling a bit now. So,
anyway,
okay, yeah.
What do you got for both teams to score then?
Yeah, sure. Okay, I'll run through the 5 games. You can make a note of them and let me know what you think of them. Yeah, okay. So we're going to jump in the Championship. Huddersfield against Bournemouth, 3rd v 2nd at the John Smith Stadium. Terriers have scored in 6 games consecutively before losing against Millwall. They've only failed to score in 18 home games, and both teams to score, yes, has happened in 6 of the last 7 Bournemouth games. Another Championship pick is between Reading and Blackburn. There's been 61 goals scored in 18 games at the Madstad this season. Crazy. Before a 1-0 home defeat, they'd been against Millwall. They'd been a 3-4, a 2-3 and a 2-1. Blackburn have they turned a corner maybe after beating Derby 3-1? We'll see. They certainly need to keep winning to stay in the promotion hunt. albeit Blackburn have not been full of goals and their games haven't been full of goals. I just got a feeling that they will both score in this game. Dropping down to League One, a couple of picks. We've got Charlton against Burton. Burton's last 3 games have ended 5-2, 4-1, 3-2. The Brewers staged an impressive comeback to beat Fleetwood. Umar Niasse, Everton fans might remember him.
Oh,
he could be very good at this level. He scored twice in the last game. Charlton, they've been on a terrible run of form, but they stopped the rot with a 1-0 win over the Gills. Previously found the net at Accrington. Lots of shots on target in the past 2 matches. Then Pompey versus Wickham. Pompey's last 5 homes have been 2-1, 4-0, 3-3, 3-2, and 4-0. They're scoring hefty volumes at Fratton Park, Leicester on the road. Wickham has scored in 7 of the past 8 games. The Chairboys have scored in their past 6 away games. And then my League Two, both teams to score pick, is Crawley against Swindon Town, one of the shortest price, both teams to score yes picks. 5 of the past 6 Crawley matches have ended, both teams to score yes. John Yems is going to give his team a rocket for this game because they've lost the last 3. He's a bit of a character, as you probably know. Swindon are chasing promotion. They've won 6 of the last 5 games. 4 of the past 5 Swindon games have been both teams to score yes. The odds are trading short, but the bookies are anticipating goals. Crawley and Swindon, for my money, is probably the cornerstone of the accumulator, Benjamin. But what do you think about that little lot?
Okay. I like Crawley and Swindon. I'm ticking that on my list. Not that that means anything. I think I like Charlton and Burton next best. And you're right, Burton are obviously the kings of both teams to score at the moment.
Do you hate any of them?
Any of them? I don't hate any of them. No. With Huddersfield and Bournemouth being second versus third and so high stakes for Bournemouth, you just wonder whether there could only be 1 goal in that game. I accept all your arguments about Huddersfield. Huddersfield was shut out by Millwall the other night, and Bournemouth, when they get it right, keep possession and don't concede that many chances. I just wonder whether nervy, high stakes, few goals in that one. I think I prefer Reading Blackburn. You're right about Blackburn. Since Ben Brereton Diaz has stopped scoring virtually every game, it's dropped off. Dak is back, and I think Reading is the thing to look at in this one. That they could be 3-0 down within 10 minutes, Reading, couldn't they? Despite Blackburn. So I think I prefer that one in the Championship. Pompey Wickham, I just wonder whether Danny Cowley versus Gareth Ainsworth could be a bit of a slugfest, couldn't it? And both sides can just sit in shape and wait for set plays. What are your favourites?
Well, a Crawley Swindon, I think it just looks like a Crawley are very much they go for it. Really, they've been involved in a lot of high scoring games recently. Swindon, need to keep winning. The League Two promotion picture is really tight. You're so clued up on the Championship, Benjamin, as well. So you're making me wonder about.
But it is mental.
The Championship is just such a difficult division because you can disregard a lot of games. Both, that some of the Championship games this weekend will be both teams to score. That will happen.
Oh yes,
but there's no rhyme or reason to it. Sometimes
we had 3-0 last weekend out of nowhere.
Yeah. I know, and that's and it's 0-0 with 10 minutes left. You can almost wave goodbye to both teams to score pick as well. We really do you want it to be. You need the games to be open. You need to find the games that are going to have lots of chance creation. And if you're unlucky after that, so be it. Okay, we'll think some more on that, and we'll see what the final shortlist consists of really, and potentially put some of the others in a bigger money Acca as well. But yes, I think you've put me off Huddersfield Bournemouth a little bit anyway.
Absolutely. And I'm sure I'll be wrong about that. Let's wrap up here. You can check out properly on Saturday morning. These are going to go live. So we're going to have the WhatAcca, which will hopefully be a 4 or 5 to 1 shot. Both teams to score will probably push a little bit higher than that. The big money Acca, Matthew, I'm looking at 40 or 50 to 1 from you for that one.
Yeah, we'll try and get up to 50 to 1 in that one, really. Obviously, it means if you put a couple of quid on and it's 50s and you've got a potential 100 quid return in your back pocket for less than the price of a pint. That can't be a bad thing, can it?
You love to see it. Follow me on Twitter at Benjamin Bloom. You head over to the Benjamin Bloom football channel on Saturday at 2:30 and see how these all get along. Where can we find you, Matthew, quickly?
Matthew_Glazier, but more importantly, go to the WhatAcca Twitter feed for more interesting content, free bets, tips, and everything along those lines.
Get involved, guys. WhatAcca.com for all the tips. Please gamble responsibly, 18 plus only. BeGambleAware.org. And hopefully, we'll see you on Saturday during the Super Stream.